What do you think the Ghanaian doesn't know about Prof Jane that you can tell us about her? How can you market her this morning? And what do you say she brings to the ticket of John Dramani Mahama?
Phenomenal. It was a master stroke. Because, of course, 67 years after independence, nobody can say that we do not have qualified Ghanaian women who can act at the highest level, accomplished in all regards, who have dedicated their life to building and nurturing minds for the future. So it was a significant decision that was too late in the coming. But as we all believe, time and seasons. The time is now. If you ask me what do Ghanaians not know about Professor Nana Jane, I think Ghanaians know a lot. But what they may not be privy to is that this woman is deeply centered on the real issues of our society. And she has a very clear mind map of what requires to be done. Anybody who has worked with this woman knows that she has a high sense of fairness and justice. And she has a deep appreciation of the nature of the Ghanaian. In fact, I was at a program that she told us that, that the traditional Ghanaian society was always equitable. That it is actually colonialism that came and empowered our traditional institutions in the male-dominated aspect. So she told us that even predating colonial times, societies were managed by men and women. So in many traditional languages, you would hear the female and the male. They would all work together. In your typical Ashanti kingdom, the males and the females all had parity. They took decisions together, traditionally. So she says that if we even go back to the authentic history of our traditions, we would have seen that decisions were always made by women and men. Because it's a yin and yang situation. Societies cannot move forward if they do not understand the intricacies of the experiences of the male and female. And so at every decision that affects a society, the proponents, the actors of those society must be around the decision-making table. This is how deep she understands the issue of gender. So she is on the ticket to center and amplify the issues of Ghanaian women, children, health, education. Her task has already been defined by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So our social issues will be top priority because she wants a better society where all of us feel part of Ghana.
On the campaign grounds, how is she received? When she's
Mami o dende. Because Unim says, oh mami, you see, there's a proverb we have in Wale that says that kiki mambi kodi unkonkum bank pay. So mami a year say baby I Obenyana marry. So that is the essence of it, because when you have a real mother in a position to provide, you're not going to go hungry.
Shamima, listening to you this whole morning, you sound very confident that the NDC is going to win the 2024 elections. It's 10 days away. Where's the confidence coming from?
Yasitinamu is where the confidence is coming from.
Because as we speak,
if it was true yesterday, it is true today. It is the economy. It's the lack of jobs.
The NPP says they're also confident. In fact, they say they're going to get 85% from the Ashanti region.
But what would they have said? A drowning man would say anything to stay afloat, isn't it? So that is where they are now. They are not engaged in politics of issues anymore. They've run away from every issue that was the basis of their campaign to power. And they are now engaged in disinformation. You hear their party agents and officers, Nanabi, and this guy who was arrested, a party spokesperson, they sit on air and misinform criminally Ghanaians. if you are in a comfortable lead, you will not be telling Ghanaians that the voting is going to happen in 2 days, misinforming Ghanaians so that you can disenfranchise huge numbers of Ghanaians. So the lies and the propaganda is what is now fueling their failed campaign. They are going around telling people that NDC, in fact, running advert that NDC is going to cancel free senior high school, when we have said we are not cancelling, because they need to center the debate on these banal issues that have no merit, so we take our eye away from the real issues. The real issues is that if they opened up the debate of the free senior high school, we'll find very quickly that they indeed have fed our children expired rice. We'll find out very quickly that the free senior high school is on the verge of collapse because there is not a dedicated source of financing for the program, and they have failed to lay the bill which they proposed and which they ran away from. In the dying embers of the administration is when they are now proposing and laying a free senior high school bill that would have secured some of the inefficiencies. To discuss the bill would have exposed the inefficiencies in this program. All John Mahama has promised is that we are going to come and strengthen it, provide a dedicated source of financing for it, decentralize the feeding supply, which they have centralized. And now the buffer stock is the one collaborating with companies to feed our children expired rice. The quality and the quantity of food they are being fed, the lack of infrastructure in the schools are all issues that would have, brought about conversations and discussions. And because they don't want that, they have centered the entire conversation that NDC is cancelling and actually running adverts on it. So please, anybody who is listening to us and everybody who is listening to us, the free senior high school program will not be cancelled. We are maintaining it. We are strengthening it. We are going to complete all the e-blogs that we started, which they have abandoned in many places, to expand access so that our children will go to school and have safe classrooms, safe dormitories, safe food to eat. These are some of the things we're going to do to strengthen the free senior high school program.
So you're here in the Ashanti region, you're campaigning.
Yes.
You're satisfied with how it's all going. Looking at the response you're getting from the people of Ashanti, what's the target? What's the percentage you're looking at?
35 to 40%. 35 to 40%.
Where from this?
From the grounds. Yesterday we went to eat fufu somewhere. The MP came in with his group of people and we were already there. Immediately, my husband and I, we got to the place with our team. We're moving around with the regional youth organizer, Labadi. Immediately, we got the workers. Eyezu, Ashanti regional, Eyeza. Baby, who say t-shirt, Eyeza, and they come around asking for t-shirts. We're there when the MP and his group came. They sat like MP? Orphans. I don't want to mention his name.
I would have loved to know the MP.
No, he's a candidate. It's actually, he's a candidate. He's a parliamentary candidate. He's not one yet.
Oh, okay.
They sat at the corner like orphans. All I saw was that they came to take their order. Nobody was around them. The energy of the change is palpable because they have actually not done well. And even people, I know said we are in Asanteman, this is the heartbeat of the NPP. But even they are disillusioned because had former President Kufuor tinkered and machinated to procure a mandate at the time that Nana Akufo-Addo was contesting with Alan, which we know that Alan Tremantin was the preferred candidate of Kufuor. Had President Kufuor done what Akufo-Addo did to steal the mandate for Bawumia, which has now led
for Shamima,
let me use procure because they procured it with money, and I'm not saying it. Kennedy Japan came to say it. Alan Tremantin came to say it.